Letter 1. Dear Grandpa, if you could see your son now, I think you'd be really proud. Yeah, Grandpa, if you were here now and you could look around and see the difference in my dad and other men who grew up with him, you'd be proud of the difference you see, because he chose to stay with me. Even when it would have been easier to leave, even if leaving would mean more money for him to buy gifts to sit under the tree on Christmas Eve, he gave me the one gift that every little boy actually needs. He gave me the present of his presence, from a small boy to a teen. And sometimes we fought because he wasn't perfect by any means, but he stayed and he tried his best. And that's more than what some of my friends could say about their fathers growing up. And they had great moms, but great moms just weren't enough. No, we needed dads to show us how to keep our chins up, stick our chests out when times are tough. And Grandpa, I think you'd be really proud because I was lucky enough to have one. I think that if you had your full mind when you passed away, you would have lived your last days with an even bigger smile on your face, knowing that despite any of your own mistakes, you raised a good man. Fathers should never have to father their own fathers, but mine did. Because you got sick and dementia stole your recollection. So every conversation felt like a first impression, but he never stopped coming to see you. Anyway, Grandpa, I just wanted to say thanks for the man you raised, because who he became was the best father I could ever ask for. Letter 2. Dear Dad, you were the first hero that I ever had. You helped me learn who I was and showed me the kind of man that one day I wanted to become. And Dad, one of the first things I remember you teaching me when I was like 8 or 9 was how to tackle right. You said, drop your hips, bend your knees, and lead with your eyes. You taught me how to get back up after taking a hard hit. And you taught me how not to forfeit good character after a big win. And Dad, I couldn't see it then, but now that I'm 25, I realize that more than just a game, you were teaching me about life. Thank you for being a dad who taught me how to act and how to not. You taught me who I am, and you told me about God and how to value the pursuit of truth and the importance of doing things that you don't always want to do, because that's what fathers do. Sometimes I get overwhelmed and I have all these questions about life and if I'm even doing things right. But I know I can always call my dad for some advice. And I'm thankful that when I was young and full of pride and arrogance and thinking my way was right, that I had a dad who never left my side. One who loved me enough to grab me by the arms and look me in the eyes, call me on my crap and put a vision into my mind. You stayed. And that's more than what some friends growing up could say about their dads. So thanks for being dad. I can't wait for December when I get to come home and see you again. Letter 3. To my future daughter or son, you've not yet been born, but when you are, you'll have a mother and a father who cherish your heart, and a dad who teaches you how to act and who you are, one who comforts and leads you when times get hard. Oh, child of mine, you're not yet born, but you are alive. In the depths of my heart, in the recesses of my mind, your mother and I have prayed for you quite some time, to the point where I can almost see you when I close my eyes. I want to give you the best life that I possibly can. And I can't promise that when you get here, I'll have a lot of money, or that you'll grow up in the coolest house on the block, or that we'll have the nicest car on the lot, but I promise to give you the present of my presence, the comfort of my love and affection, and to teach you about God. I promise to help you find your way back should you ever forsake him, to find your voice should you ever misplace it, engage with joy when we have conversations, and not only love you, but also remember to say it. Because even though the enemy tried to take it, there is a legacy of fatherhood being birthed in our nation. And I declare that there will never again be a fatherless generation, and you and I and dad and grandpa get to be a part of God's plan for restoration. I can't wait to meet you someday. Love, Dad.